Good morning, students. So, as you have seen in the previous video, how a conductor can store electric charge. So, in this new video, we are going to study about capacitors. First of all, see what is a capacitor. As capacitor is defined as it is an arrangement for storing large amount of charge and hence electric energy in a small space. How a conductor can store more amount of charge in a limited space. So students, you have seen in the previous video, if there is an isolated conductor and charge Q given to the conductor and potential on the surface of conductor is suppose V, then the capacitance of the conductor C can be given Q divided by V. In this formula, students, you can see capacitance of a conductor is inversely proportional to potential or electrostatic potential on the surface of the conductor. Suppose radius of this conductor is R. Radius of the conductor is directly proportional to its size actually. So how we can increase the capacitance of the conductor? Here you can see, to increase capacitance of this conductor we need to decrease the potential on its surface by any means. If we can decrease value of V, then we can be able to increase the capacitance of that conductor. So this is the actual principle of the capacitor. We take a single conductor, by any means if we can decrease potential on its surface, then its capacitance can be increased and it can store more amount of charge without increasing its size. How a capacitor is made? To make a capacitor, or what can be the principle of a capacitor? Suppose there is a conductor, single conductor, isolated conductor, it has no connection with any other conductor or with the earth. A positive charge is given to this conductor. The charge spreads over the surface of this conductor uniformly. Now suppose potential on the surface of the conductor is V. Now how we can increase or how we can decrease the potential on the surface of this first conductor? If we place another conductor very close to first conductor, by electrostatic induction, as we know, same amount of negative charges are stored on the near end of that second conductor. At the same time, the same amount of positive charges are induced at the far end of the second conductor. Now you can see presence of these negative charges on conductor B. Suppose this is conductor A and this is conductor B. Presence of negative charges on the surface of conductor B try to decrease the potential on the surface of conductor A as being opposite in nature. But at the same time, these positive charges of the other phase, they try to increase the potential on the surface of conductor A. So decreasing effect of negative charges is almost neutralized by the increasing effect of these positive charges. But what is our purpose? Our purpose is to decrease the potential on the surface of conductor A so that it can be able to store more amount of charges given to it. So to decrease the potential, now if we connect conductor B with the earth, so as you know, these positive charges are free charges. So as soon as we connect conductor B to the earth, the electrons flow from earth to the conductor and they neutralize these positive charges, and these positive charges are vanished from the surface of conductor B. There is no increasing effect of positive charges remaining on other face of the conductor B, so that the potential on the surface of conductor A is decreased and its capacitance is increased. So this is the mechanism how a capacitor works. So in any of the capacitors, now what can be the value of potential on the surface of conductor A? Now potential on the surface of conductor A can be written as V is equal to original potential on its surface, that is VA, minus potential due to presence of negative charges after induction, that is VB. Now what is the potential on the surface of A? Actually potential on the surface of conductor A is going to be potential difference between two conductors A and B. So capacitance of a capacitor can be given as charge on the surface of the conductor divided by potential difference between the plates of the capacitor. Now this would be the formula to calculate capacitance of a capacitor. Capacitance of the capacitor is charge given to its plates divided by potential difference between the plates of the capacitor. Students, as you have seen, what is a capacitor? Capacitor is actually arrangement of two conductors. One of the conductors is storing charge. What is the relevance of other conductor? Other conductor just decreases the potential on the surface of first conductor so that its capacitance can be increased, or this capacitor can store more amount of charges without increasing its size or without increasing the size of the conductor. So by any means we can decrease the potential on the surface of given conductor, we can increase its capacitance. What can be the other ways to decrease the potential on the surface of first conductor further? If we introduce a dielectric medium in this space, as we know that if a dielectric medium of dielectric constant K is introduced in between the plates, then what going to be the potential on the surface of conductor A? How a presence of dielectric medium affects the potential on the surface of any conductor? That can be given as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into K multiplied by Q by R. Here you can see the introduction of the dielectric medium is decreasing the original potential by K times. What it means? If the potential on the surface of conductor is decreasing by K times, then its capacitance going to be increased by K times its original value. So this is the mechanism of a capacitor. If the space between the plates of the capacitor is filled with air, then this is called air filled capacitor. If some other dielectric medium is introduced between the plates to decrease the value of the potential, then capacitor is called dielectric field capacitor. Students, as you have seen in the previous part of the video, to make a capacitor, two conductors are necessary. One of the conductors store the charge given to the capacitor, other conductor is connected to the earth. The conductors are placed very close to each other. The space between the plates of these conductors are actually called plates of the capacitors. So if space between the plates of the capacitor is containing air, or if we want to increase the capacitance further, this space can be filled with a dielectric medium. So any capacitor has at least this type of arrangement. So these conductors are actually called plates of the capacitor. These are plates of the capacitor. So depending on the shape of the capacitor plates, the capacitors are of three types. First, parallel plate capacitor. Second, spherical plate capacitor. And third, cylindrical plate capacitor. How these capacitors are designed? If we take two metallic or conducting plates of any shape or size but of equal area, and these plates are placed parallel to each other, very close, and one of the plates is connected to the earth, then this capacitor is called parallel plate capacitor. If the plates of the capacitors are in the form of concentric spheres, suppose this plate is meant to store the charge, and another insulated plate again spherical, there is a metallic rod provided to store the charge or to transfer the charge to the inner plate. The center of the two spherical plates is O. Here, radius of the inner plate is smaller, radius of the larger plate is bigger, and the outer plate is connected to the earth. This is called spherical plate capacitor. Why is this capacitor is called spherical plate capacitor? The plate of the capacitor is in the form of concentric hollow spheres. That is why this is called spherical plate capacitor. If the plates of the capacitor are in the form of coaxial right circular cylinders or coaxial cylinders of different area, this is plate A, this is plate B. In this inner plate is A, the outer plate is suppose B. In this plate A and plate B, if inner plate is storing charge, then outer plate is connected to the earth. So this is parallel plate capacitor, as plates of the capacitor are kept parallel to each other. This is spherical plate capacitor and this is cylindrical plate capacitor. These three types of capacitors are there. Students, any type of capacitor is symbolized by this symbol. In the symbol of the capacitors, two parallel lines of equal length along with the connecting wires. This is symbol of the capacitor. So students, now we are going to focus on the parallel plate capacitor. So this parallel plate capacitor is in CBSE syllabus for class 12. Other derivation of the formula for other two capacitors, that is spherical plate capacitor and cylindrical plate capacitor, is not in syllabus, but you should know what should be the formula for the capacitance of spherical plate capacitor and cylindrical plate capacitor to solve the numericals. But for examination point of view, only parallel plate capacitor is there in the syllabus. So first of all, see what is a parallel plate capacitor. A parallel plate capacitor is made up of two metallic or conducting plates of any shape or size but of equal area, and the plates are kept parallel to each other. This is plate A and this is plate B. The surface area of both the plates is A. Surface area of the plate A is capital A, surface area of the plate B is capital B. Now plate A is storing the charge given to the capacitor. Function of plate B is to just decrease the potential on the surface of plate A so that capacitance of the capacitor is increased. Now, what should be the surface charge density of plate A? Suppose plate A is given charge Q. This charge is spread over its surface uniformly. So surface charge density of this plate A is given as sigma equals Q divided by A, total charge given to the plate divided by its surface area. Now what can be the value of electric field at a point in between the plates of the capacitor? So in the application of Gauss theorem, students, you have seen in the presence of a single charged plane sheet, the value of the electric field in the nearby space is given by E equals sigma divided by 2 epsilon naught. And what is direction of this electric field? In the direction left to right, away from the positively charged plate. What is the electric field in the same region due to presence of negative charges on plate B? From where these negative charges are coming on plate B? These charges are induced charges. As plate A is positively charged, same amount of negative charges are induced on the near end or near face of the plate B, so that electric field in the same region due to presence of negative charges in this on this plate is again E is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon naught by the same application of Gauss theorem. Now electric field due to positively charged plate is in the direction left to right, but electric field due to presence of negative charges on the surface of B is again in the direction left to right. So direction of both the electric fields is similar. Then what is the total electric field at any point in between the plates of the capacitor? That going to be sigma divided by 2 epsilon naught plus sigma divided by 2 epsilon naught, and it becomes E is equal to sigma divided by epsilon naught. Then if we replace value of Q can be a value of sigma can be Q divided by E. If we put value of sigma here, what will be the electric field? Electric field at any point in between the plates of the capacitor is given as E is equal to Q divided by A epsilon naught. Then what can be potential difference between two plates of the capacitor? To calculate capacitance of the parallel plate capacitor, we need to get the value of potential difference between the plates of the capacitor. As I told you in the previous part of the video, the capacitance of a capacitor is given as charge given to the plate of the capacitor divided by potential difference between the plates. So what is potential difference between the plates of the capacitor? By the relation E equals dV by dr. In the previous video you have seen relation between electric field and potential difference between the plates of the capacitor, or between any 2 points in the electric field, that can be given as E is equal to negative by dV by dr. But here we have to calculate just the potential difference. So if we drop this negative sign, the potential difference between the plates is going to be dV is equal to E multiplied by d. D is separation between the plates of the capacitor. So what is value of potential difference? E multiplied by D, and E is here. So what is potential difference? dV is equal to Q into D divided by A into epsilon. Then what is capacitance of the parallel plate capacitor? C is equal to charge divided by potential difference. So we can write charge Q divided by potential difference, Q divided by Q into D divided by A into epsilon naught. So Q cancels, and capacitance of this parallel plate capacitor is coming out to be C equals A into epsilon naught multiplied by D. So students, as you have seen, capacitance of this parallel plate capacitor C is directly proportional to surface area of the plate. It means capacitance of any parallel plate capacitor can be increased by increasing the surface area of its plate. It means capacity of the capacitor is directly proportional to its size. In most of the cases, we know the storing capacity of any pot is always directly proportional to its size. So this is one of the methods. Capacitance of the parallel plate capacitor is inversely proportional to separation between the plates of the capacitor. If we decrease the separation between the plates of the capacitor, capacitance of the parallel plate capacitor will increase. So this is direct proportionality and this is inverse proportionality. So these two are the factors which decide the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. Students, you have seen the previous part of the video. If the space between the plates of the parallel plate capacitor is filled with air, this medium is air. In that condition, capacitance of the parallel plate capacitor is given by C is equal to epsilon naught A by D. But students, suppose the whole space between the plates of the parallel plate capacitor is filled with a dielectric medium whose dielectric constant is suppose K. What is going to be the capacitance of the capacitor or capacitance of this parallel plate capacitor in that condition? As you know, the value of the electric field in the presence of dielectric medium becomes K times its original value. So if we start from the initial formula, value of E can be written sigma divided by epsilon naught into K, and the value of electric field can be written as Q divided by A into epsilon naught into K. So that potential difference dV is going to be Q into D divided by A epsilon naught into K. Then what will be the value of capacitance in the presence of this dielectric medium? So by the formulas, capacitance C is equal to Q divided by Q multiplied by D divided by A epsilon naught into K. So capacitance in the presence of a dielectric medium in between the plates of the capacitors, it's going to be C dash equals, here you can see A epsilon naught K divided by D. This Q cancels, this move to the numerator. So capacitance of a capacitor filled with a dielectric medium, if the whole space between the plates is filled with dielectric medium of constant K, in that condition capacitance becomes K times its value as in the presence of air. So this can be written C dash equals K into C, where C is capacitance of the capacitor, where space between the plates is air.